P. Coming at you live from Lake Norman, North Carolina. It is Carolina Sports Radio, CSR. Hey, guys, let's welcome everybody back.
What's up, everybody? Hey, I'm Steven.
And I'm Justin.
And I am Doug, or as these guys call me, Pops. I don't know what they call me everything.
Dougie Fresh.
Dougie Fresh.
But yeah, man, and if I had $1 for every time I've been called Dougie Fresh, I would not be doing this podcast, or at least I would be getting paid.
Yes, you would.
But anyway, hey guys, we're back again, episode 6, guys, 6.
Whoop, whoop.
We're rolling right along, and so we got a lot to cover tonight. We're going to go ahead and knock it out. Again, welcome any first-time listeners.
Yeah, definitely.
Any repeat listeners, thank you for the support, guys.
Friends
and,
of the show.
Yeah, friends of the show. We
For
love
sure.
it, man. We love it. And apparently we're expanding out in different states and different areas in North Carolina and South Carolina. So
And
hey,
nationwide.
keep it coming, guys. We really appreciate it. We'll try to keep you entertained. So we wanted to mention real quickly the different formats. We had Tech Guy, Mysterious Tech Guy. Hey, everybody, Mysterious Tech Guy.
Tech Guy.
Woo! We're on Apple Podcasts, and we're on Spotify. We're on Google Podcasts. We're all, of course, YouTube as well.
The Google.
But we're out there now. Check our Instagram page out, which is basically our hub, and there's a link tree there for all the episodes. But hey, we're ready to go. We're going to get started this week, so we're going to lead off with talk about a little bit of Hornets and the NBA.
Definitely. The schedule just dropped on the 20th. We open with the Pacers, guys, which is pretty interesting because they beat us in the play-in game.
Beat us bad.
Yeah, I think. Well, the Pacers are playing basketball. I don't know what the Hornets are doing, but anyways,
We were happy to be there.
yeah, exactly. So we are playing them. We have 8 primetime games.
8.
You want to run those down?
Yeah, so what we have here is we do open the first primetime game against Miami. Then we play Golden State, of course. You know,
Of course.
Yeah, of
Why?
course.
Tell me why.
You gotta get Terry.
Steph Curry.
Steph.
Yeah.
He may be from Charlotte.
Yeah, I think he might have played at Davidson. I don't know. But I feel like he's kind of local. And then 2 games after that, we play the Los Angeles Lakers. And do you know who they have? Doug's favorite player.
I love him.
LeBron James.
LeBron James.
No, Malik Monk. Chill out, guys.
Good one, Steven.
Steven, have we ever beat LeBron James?
We have. But his record is 42-6 against Charlotte.
It's ugly.
42-6.
Ugly.
But then after that, we have a long stretch, and then we play Milwaukee, which we play good against.
Yeah, we play really good.
We play against them, and then we play Boston. Shout out to Sarah.
Boo.
Celtics suck. But we play at Boston. And then we do play Chicago.
Chicago.
And that's going to be an interesting one right there, actually, because they just redid their whole team.
Yeah, they really did.
Yeah, so
It's gonna be a good
in other words, they started over.
Yeah, they did. But they have great players.
Which they do have Kobe White.
Yep.
North
they do.
Carolina.
That's my boy. I love
Yeah, hey,
Kobe.
it's local
And-
kid.
That'll be a battle of the balls too.
Yep.
Did you say
Right, they
ball?
got-
Yeah, they got
Balls?
Lonzo.
Yeah,
They got Lonzo.
Did you say balls?
Yeah,
I
so
said
we have a Till ball and a red ball.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there.
Hopefully the Till ball wins.
And they have the center that I've always wanted is Vuvik. Nikolai Vuvik.
Vuvik
Yeah.
plays.
Dude, I love him. I thought we should trade for him, but Chicago, good for you guys. Yes,
consistent ball player.
Yeah, he like 18-10 easy. And then we have Milwaukee again. Go figure. And then your boy, Luka Doncic, Justin. Luka. So we play him in Charlotte as the last primetime game. But we have 8. And I think we had 1 last year.
yeah, it's a
maybe
big upgrade.
2.
Maybe 2.
But I feel like that's the LaMelo effect.
Yeah,
You know,
of course.
he brings the excitement, he brings the pizzazz.
Rookie of
you
the
know?
year.
Exactly,
Right.
yeah. And he just, I don't know, like he brings that. I don't want to. I always say some outrageous kind of stuff, guys. You guys know that, but kind of like a Showtime Lakers kind of deal. Him as being a point guard.
Well, we talked about before, going back to ESPN overhyping people. Remember we
Yeah.
talked about
Yeah.
it. And finally, guys, right? We get a guy that ESPN has fell in love with, and hey, man, that's more exposure for Charlotte.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, you already see it. Like LaMelo is already bringing, the free agents in with Kelly Oubre
Yep.
and big guys like Plumlee and everything. So it's already happening for us. So
Yeah.
We just gotta wait for it.
Yeah, I agree with that. What Dougie just said about the ESPN thing, the ESPN machine, as he calls
The
it.
overhype.
Yep. But it's finally they're focusing on one of our players.
Well,
And
and I want to be a hypocrite.
Yeah.
I think they are very much overhyped. But if they're going to overhype a Charlotte player,
Let's do
which
it.
we never get,
Never.
then hey, go for it, ESPN.
Yeah, and I thought they would do that with Cam because Cam was Showtime.
Well,
Exactly.
they did a little bit, but then it was like hot and cold with Cam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When he messed up, they focused it.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like if LeBron. So how I can compare that, like Dougie said, was like LeBron James does something amazing. They're gonna promote that so
You mean
much.
like pick his nose?
Yeah, anything. Doesn't matter what it is. He goes to McDonald's and picks up a double cheeseburger. Oh, it's breaking news.
Yeah, national
if,
news.
if he does something terrible, you don't hear anything about it.
Oh,
So-
well, it wasn't his fault.
Yeah, but exactly. But and then some more news is we had Terry Rozier extended him.
Again, here we go. I am a huge Rozier fan,
Yeah.
and I'm so happy for that extension.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we did trade. He was in a side trade with Kimball Walker, which I loved. I think everybody that followed the Hornets and
Oh, we love Kemba.
and the Bobcats.
Hey, we love Kemba.
Exactly. I'm wearing a Bobcat shirt right now.
And you
guess,
know what? It is outstanding.
Yeah, and guess who's on the back? Walker. It's number one. So I'm just saying, like
Kemba.
Yeah, and he's in Brooklyn or New York right now. The Knicks, but we did a sign trade with him to get Rozier, and I was like, oh.
I think we were everybody was kind of like, what the crap are we
But
doing?
that kid has been balling out for us.
Well,
Yeah.
friend of the show, Sarah,
yeah,
New England fan of everything. We lost Cam to New England. We lost Kemba to Boston. We're like, God, what is going on here?
Right.
So, and I'm good to see Kemba go back. At
Right.
least he could maybe have a chance with the Knicks.
right.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of like inevitable for Kemba to go there. I mean,
he's from
New
there.
York.
Yeah.
UConn.
Like, yeah, he was gonna go there anyways.
And
but,
disclaimer: I did meet his mom.
oh yeah, you did.
I did meet his mom at the game.
Friend of the show?
Friend of the show.
Of course she is.
Yeah, I mean, I was sitting right behind her. I got some primo seats, and she was sitting right in front of us. It's like, "Are you Kimba's mom?" And she's like, "Yeah." It's like, "Can I take a picture?" She's like,
get a picture?
"Sure." And I'm like, "Okay, cool."
But no, we did sign Terry to an extension, 4 years, $97 million. That right there is a very nice deal. He's very good pacing the floor
Yeah.
in clutch.
Yes.
I mean, this dude lit it up in the clutch. Steven, I think you got some stats over there for us.
Yeah, I mean, in the clutch, he shot 50, 40, and 80. You know, what I mean, you can't. You can't ask that.
you
Terry,
can
he
have
hit.
some more.
Rozier hit some huge shots
Yeah.
last year,
Yeah.
and was happy to see that for him because, as you guys alluded to, when we made the Kemba, everybody loved Kemba. I
Yeah.
mean, who didn't love Kemba?
Oh my God, he was amazing.
But when we made that move, a lot of people don't want to give Kupchak his due.
yeah,
Kupchak knows what he's doing.
yeah.
I mean, he won championships in L.A.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy knows what he's doing, and he is a Tar Heel.
Oh, I did not know that.
He is a former Tar Heel.
Fun fact.
So sorry, Dookies. But anyway, Rozier, I think he took unfairly probably took some hate or some shade
Yeah.
because he was the guy that we traded Kemba for.
He wasn't Kimba, and that was the
and that's not
thing.
that's not fair
That's
to him.
not fair at all. And
So he's really showed out, and I think in the end, would you guys agree? You don't have to agree. I think we came out pretty good in that trade.
oh, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Kimba got the hit with the injury bug, and I hate that for him. If anybody should get a ring in the NBA, my top of the list is Kimba.
I'd be happy unless it was with the Lakers.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Right.
Well, that just means LeBron gets one, but that's fine. But I mean, if anybody in the league should get one, he has worked so hard at his craft.
Yeah, he really has.
He has done his time with Charlotte, and we're not. And this is going to sound really rough because I am a Hornets fan, and sorry, Lions and Browns fans, but we are the Browns and Lions of the NBA.
Oh, yeah.
We are.
Yeah,
But we have better colors.
Yeah, our colors are a lot better.
Purple and teal rules,
Yeah,
man.
But the Browns are doing better, and so hopefully we take the trend with the Browns, not the Lions. And sorry, the Lions fans, but like I said, he shot 50, 40, and 80 in the clutch, and you know how many players did that last season?
Probably not many.
Go ahead.
I
give me a
have
guess.
no idea.
Give me a guess.
0.
Yeah,
Other than him.
he was the only one.
So he's the
Wow.
only category.
He was the only person that did it.
Wow.
So he had a career year. 20. I mean, he averaged 20 points, 4 assists. 3 points a game. I mean, you can't ask much more than that.
Yeah, you really can't.
Did we mention the terms of the deal?
Yeah. I mentioned that 4 years, 97 million.
I mean, that's the max deal.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think honestly, with him getting that contract, I think that means Hayward's out the door, because I mean they're both getting huge contracts right now.
Yeah.
And I really like Gordon when we signed him. I loved it. I feel like we almost got him before he went to Boston. We signed. We gave him a contract. I think
They flirted
Yeah.
with him.
Well, the Jazz, actually gave him, matched the deal or
Yeah.
gave him a better deal.
Right.
And since he was a restricted free agent, they got the upper hand on that one. They end up trading him, but I really like Gordon Hayward as a player, but he's not available with his injury. How injury prone he is.
Yeah.
And people hit the injury prone, and you can't hate the guy, but because you can't help it. But
Right. Yeah. At the beginning of the offseason, I honestly thought that Terry or Gordon wasn't going to be there the next season. But this Terry deal pretty much seals it. Pretty much. I mean, I think now we can kind of get rid of that Gordon Hayward contract. Now that we got Kelly Oubre.
yeah,
We're looking at Jeremy Lamb.
Yeah.
Who we'll talk about. But we got pieces that can fit around that and fill that hole. So Terry Rozier is our starting shooting guard.
oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you brought up Lamb, because we're one of a few teams that are looking at him,
Right.
and I love to bring back Lamb. He played great for us.
Hated to see him leave.
Yeah. He hit some big shot for us. Apparently, he's a Raptor killer because he hit 2 crazy buzzer beaters.
I remember the half court
Yeah,
one was off the glass.
Yeah. Bank's always open.
yeah, it's
So
pretty cool.
for him, apparently, against the Raptors. But, we are looking at him. And, we're going to have players coming up that we're going to have to sign. Like, we're going to have to make sure we have cap space for LaMelo.
Yeah.
Because, with this Supermax deal, I don't know if you guys know this, the team that has him can always offer him more than someone
We
else
can we can always go over
Yeah, exactly,
if we need to do that
exactly.
to sign.
So
and I think we have to.
We have to keep him. I
Oh, yeah.
mean, we all, had our mixed opinions about him, when we drafted him.
I think at the beginning it was unfair because it was probably more toward his dad.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
And-
we didn't want that baggage.
Yeah,
No,
exactly. We want the ball baggage, but but we have to make sure we keep him in Charlotte because he is a culture changer. I've always compared him to Cam.
Right.
He just changes the culture. Cam
he
changed
does.
the culture in Carolina.
And
Yeah,
it
he
gives
really
us it gives us, like we talked about, a lot of exposure, which Charlotte needs. We're
Yeah.
a small market team.
yeah,
And naturally we're going to be viewed as, you know what, you're not going to win anything. You might make the playoffs, but that's about it. So it's nice that the national media has picked up on ball.
definitely. Because I mean, the best free agent we've had in the past 10 years is Al Jefferson coming here.
Hey,
And
Al played,
and
man.
I loved Al Jefferson.
Al played,
Oh
man.
my God, I loved Al Jefferson. His post moves were unreal. I mean, he was
Very-
good. It was good.
Yeah.
His footwork was unreal. So I mean, hopefully that brings more free agents to us. But we have some Major League Baseball history.
We're
that
gonna
has hit.
delve into some Major League Baseball.
Yeah, so-
and this is where I unfortunately I have to take a step back.
Why? Because Cardinals suck.
We're not doing too well this year. I will say though, and I have to say this with these two Brave lovers.
Braves.
The Yankees have the most World Series. We have the second most. So I'll just say that.
Oh, nice.
So it is what it is. We're not close to the Yankees. I mean, but we have 11. But we are the second most winning World Series franchise in Major League history.
So are Cardinals fans just like Cowboys fans? They just live in the past.
It's kind of sounding like it. Hey,
Okay.
Wait,
All right.
funny fact.
Wait a minute.
Oh, here we go.
When's
hang
the last World Series that the freaking Braves won?
So it was in the 90s.
Yeah.
Okay, we won one in the 2000s.
Yeah, I
so
get it.
you know what?
But
Shut the fuck up.
but we don't like. Oh, we did this, we did that.
But funny fact, Doug was a Cowboys
it
fan.
was. So he gets it
Wait a
from
minute.
that.
Let's make sure we go back real quick. Before we got the franchise of the Panthers,
Yes,
I was
that's
a
fair,
Dallas
that's
fan.
fair. That's
These
fair.
guys weren't born.
Yeah.
Right.
And as
I
soon
was
as
swimming.
as soon as we knew that the thing was swarming, that we were going to get a franchise, my wife can verify this. I told him, if we get a team, I am a Panther fan, 125%. Cowboys take a back seat. So, fuck the Cowboys.
Fuck the Cowboys.
But you know what? I agree with Doug. He is tried and true, he is a Panthers fan. Just like to pull that little dagger.
We
on
just
him.
like fuck them.
But
Right.
anyways,
So let's go to Major League Baseball.
Yeah, the Major League Baseball.
And I'm gonna say this: the Braves are hot, Yankees are hot. So you guys touch on that.
So the first time in MLB history since what year that two teams came in with a 9+ game win streak and play each other? What year do you guys think
I have
that
no
was?
idea.
Yeah, I couldn't even guess.
You think 1960s, 1950s,
I mean,
2002?
I would probably guess it had to be
You
be something. Not,
think in the
I mean,
19s?
not too
because
long
baseball
ago.
they've been playing since like 1500.
Yeah, right.
You know.
I mean, that's when Doug, graduated high school.
Hey.
But it was 19.
we got a reunion next week.
It was 1901.
1901.
Which
Holy
is
crap.
which is nuts. Like that's 100 and if I do the math correct,
Do the
120
math. Come
years.
on, I dare you.
120 years ago.
I do
That's
the math. I
insane.
dare you.
120 years ago, and we're the third team in MLB history. Well, us and the Yankees that
Right.
did this. Unfortunately, lost.
Yeah, 5-1.
Yeah,
I wasn't gonna point that
Yeah,
out. Tech guy is a Yankees fan.
yeah. Fuck you,
Tech guy.
Fuck off.
Listen, this is what Tech guy said. Attaboy, Tech guy.
Exactly. But I thought that was a really cool fact. We actually all witnessed MLB history last night. If you got to
Yeah.
watch a game,
Yeah.
that means since 1901.
Yeah, I mean, win or loss, we were still there. We were still a part of history. It's like,
Yeah,
kinda,
absolutely.
I'm not even gonna say it, but
It's one game, guys.
Yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say something about the Bobcats, but
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, we can mention that.
Somebody was at that game.
Yeah, we feel we can mention that. That's fine. I mean, so MLB history happened last night. NBA history I did see was when the Bobcats sealed the deal to be the worst team ever in NBA history.
Give it up for Steven.
ever.
Yep. I was there. Everybody's putting paper bags on their head and stuff. But that's beside the fact. Go Bobcats, go Hornets, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I thought that was such a cool stat, and both teams coming in hot. I mean, it's his second game back from injury, and he played well.
Yeah.
I mean, he gave up, gave some stuff. I mean, he's come back from injury, so we can't expect that much from him. You know what I
Right.
mean? He's got to get back into the swing of things. And I mean, our offense just wasn't there that night.
It
know?
is what it is. I mean, think about it, man. It's one game.
Yeah, I mean, Montgomery for the Yankees was pitching well. So I mean, we just kind of hit with the buzzsaw with the Yankees.
And they got bombers all day.
Yeah,
so-
exactly. I mean, you have two of the top hitters in the past, 3 or 4 years. It was Stanton and Judge. I mean, what can you do?
Yeah.
You know, what I mean, so, but hey, we made MLB history. We'll take it.
Keep going with your Braves stuff, and
Yeah.
I'll finish with Cardinal stuff because I don't have a whole lot, but I got a few.
Yeah, no. But hey, last podcast or podcast? What the fuck does that mean?
Did he say pop?
No, Bobcast. But I was thinking Bobcats.
Yeah.
But anyways, the last podcast we were playing the Marlins. And during the podcast we were kind of keeping up the score, me and Justin, since Doug doesn't give a shit about the Braves. But
No, wait a minute.
no, it's
okay,
fine.
keep
No,
going.
yeah,
That's for
yeah,
another
no,
podcast.
it's fine. But Freddie went on a tear. And Justin, what do you do?
He hit for the cycle, and he hit for it in the 6th inning.
Yeah, I mean that's nuts.
And by the way, I like Freddie. Freddie's a class guy.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean,
You couldn't ask for a better guy.
Best
No.
first baseman in the league,
hands down.
hands down. But to hit for the cycle in 6 innings, I mean that's outstanding.
Usually,
honestly.
usually if somebody's going for the cycle, or not going for the cycle, but they're for the cycle, it's
Yeah.
usually in the ninth,
Yeah, I
or
mean,
extra innings.
it's their last at bat and they get a single or
Yeah,
something. or
but
like,
they hit the sixth, in the 6th inning, like to do that. That's very impressive. I mean, he went 4 for 5 with 2 RBIs. I mean, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Good for Freddie. He deserves everything. Anything that comes to him, he
He
deserves.
does it the right way.
He does.
Good guy.
yeah.
I mean, so shout out to Freddie for doing that.
Hey, if you don't like Freddie, you know what we say? You're not a friend of the show.
Yeah, yeah.
He's got really good stuff.
I need to suck my ass.
Suck it. But if you haven't seen last year's, they did a little documentary on him when he got
Yeah,
COVID,
yeah.
and him and his wife, had, she sent him emotional text, and he just took it and ran with it and won
Yeah.
MVP for,
Yeah.
I mean, he went crazy.
Again, man.
And that's MV free.
MVP.
There's not you can pay these guys salaries, but that's a part of a player that I don't think you can put a price on.
Yeah.
Because obviously he's a leader in the clubhouse. He's a quality guy. Represents your franchise well.
Yeah, it does.
Like I said, if you don't like Freddie Freeman, man, I think you might want to look in the mirror and examine your life.
Yeah, and you can suck my ass. So,
Hey,
Again.
that is Steven. Steven said that.
yeah, that's open invitation. If you don't like Freddie Freeman, you can suck my ass.
Look at that.
So, good luck with that one. But anyways, speaking of salaries, somebody got a contract extension.
Yeah, Dougie. Who got a contract?
Well, we're
extension?
going to talk about Yachty. We're going to talk about
Who doesn't love Yachty?
And here's the thing, man. Justin was saying this earlier today. The guy's pushing 40,
yeah.
and he's still one of the best catchers in the league. He's got a little bit of swag about him.
Yeah.
And he just signed a 1-year extension, $10 million. Hey, man, I wish I had that.
Yeah, no shit, dude.
It's probably chump change to him. But again, he's to me, and you guys can disagree. That's fine. To me, he's the GOAT. I think he's one of the best catchers in freaking baseball.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And he used to be a really weak hitter, and when Pujols was in St. Louis, he really worked with him on his hitting. And which is showed today. He's a pretty solid hitter.
Mm-hmm.
Steven brought this up the other day. One of our former Cardinals, Colton Wong, stole a base on him the other day, which you don't normally do. And he ended up. If you go back and Google the video, it's pretty funny. Actually, Yachty kind of smiles when he's safe, and Wong simulates pulling the base up out of the ground, and at the end of the game, he actually took the base and kept it as a souvenir.
Right.
I would too.
Yes. Yeah.
I would probably take all the bases.
Now, Justin, what do you say about Yachty?
Don't run on him.
Yeah, he
I've
does.
always said don't run on Yachty.
And guess, unless your name's Wonk.
Yeah.
Unless you're Wong.
Right.
But hey, man, Yachty, friend of the show.
Yeah.
Um,
And Wong.
But yeah, Yachty, congratulations on your extension, man. You keep going as long as you can go, man. I'm sure you're a Hall of Famer, man. If you're not, you are in my book anyway.
Oh, yeah,
Just
man.
his arm is Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So again, I'll give you a quick update on the Cardinals. The Braves are up. I think we said 4.5 games in the East.
Yep, 68 and 57.
The Cardinals are 4.5 out of the second wild card.
Do not do it to us, Dougie.
We're
do not
chasing.
do
It's
it.
happening.
We're chasing the Reds. I think the Dodgers have the first wild card wrapped up if the Giants don't fold.
Oh my
The
god,
Giants are playing.
dude! Giants are on a
But
freaking
the
tear.
Cardinals
with
are
45-year-olds.
Cardinals are still in, and I'm being optimistically. I guess I'm being
You're being
cautiously
careful.
optimistic.
Yeah, there you go.
That we'll slide in. We've got a couple of teams we have to fight with, but we got to take care of our business, especially at home. I think we lost 2 out of 3 to the Pirates, who were one of the worst teams in baseball at home this week. So you're not going to be a contender if you do that. So come on, Card, get it together.
Yeah, I mean, to just speak on the Giants, they've been tearing up with. I compare them to the NBA with the Lakers. They're like 35 plus.
Yeah.
They're in the senior league, and Doug, you can attest to that.
I love the senior league.
Yeah, and they're just killing it. And I don't understand how the Dodgers are not just running away with the
Well,
MLB.
the Giants just keep winning.
Yeah,
I mean, they win. It doesn't matter how they do it; they just win. And whether you like them or not, you have to respect it,
No,
man.
you
They're
have to.
there.
I mean,
The Dodgers are chasing the Giants, which
Yeah.
we would have never. And even
Never.
the Padres.
never.
Padres are good, and
Well,
the Padres are
yeah.
fighting for wild card.
Yeah, they took a slide after the All-Star break though.
Yeah, they've been on a little downslope there, but that division is stacked with incredible talent.
And just for the Giants to get Chris Bryant too. I mean, come on.
I need to add it in. Thanks,
Yeah.
thanks, Steven. I love you, man.
Yeah.
All you Cub fans, I'm sorry if you're friends of the show. Miss me out.
She's a Cubs fan.
Yes, she
Oh
is.
my
Lord. Wow.
When they traded their whole team,
Yeah.
I had to basically console her, especially with like Chris Bryant, with
Yeah.
all the, and
Thank you for Jock
I'm
Peterson.
sorry, y'all. I'm a huge Cardinals fan, and to know the fact that, with the exception of winning last night, Cubs had lost 12 straight, and it is so glorious. I love it. That's as good as the Cardinals winning 12 straight for me.
Oh yeah, it's like,
Sorry, all you friends of the show who are Cubs fans. I'm sorry. I'm not going to show you any sympathy because guess what? You wouldn't show me any either, and I wouldn't expect anything less.
Right.
Hey, I love it. I hate it for you.
well, it's like you said, like when you trade all of your players, what do you expect? I mean, they traded Javi,
They traded everybody.
Rosario.
They traded Rizzo.
Yeah.
Rizzo went to the Yankees, who's playing well.
Yeah.
And they traded
It's a-
everybody.
Yeah. I mean, we ended up getting Jock Peterson too.
Yep.
I mean, the only reason why we got him is because the Acuna injury.
Unfortunate.
So I mean, yeah. I mean,
You don't want to see anybody get hurt.
You know what's crazy is we were looking up stats, and we'll finish this up with the MLB after this. I was looking up home runs, and Acuna was already at 24 home runs.
Acuna's a good ball player.
Oh my God! And to get him on the contract that we have,
Yeah. And it was a freak injury.
it was.
Freak injury. It happens.
But I have to give our GM credit. Locking him and Albies up with the contracts that we have is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know how they got that contract done with Acuna, but it's a very good contract.
Yeah, that dude's a salesman, and it worked.
Only other major league we wanted to just really quickly throw out is Miguel. I mean, we got what, Cabrera? I mean, I'm sorry,
Miguel
Cabrera.
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 We're all over the place.
It's cool, man.
Hey, the beers are hitting.
Cabrera.
it's all right.
We wanted to throw out the 500th career home run. I mean, that in itself is. I mean, come on, man. That's how many is in that group. We probably should have looked that up. But playing in Detroit, Steven, which I think you talked about off there. He's got 500, man. So good for him. I think he hit one tonight. Thanks, guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we wanted to also show that out too, and then that's a hell of a accomplishment.
Yeah, and and I don't want to throw shades at the Tigers at all, but for have such a hell of a player, and y'all haven't done anything, I fucking hate it because I like just no offense to the Pool. Did Pujols ever get a championship with you guys?
Yeah, he did.
He did. Okay.
Matter of fact, he got one in 2011, and then left and took the big contract
with the
and
Angels.
With the Angels. Yeah.
Okay, so the players that put in the time and the work, I want to see.
Well, Cabrera's he's a class guy too. I mean, everybody respects him.
No, he's a great player.
It's kind of like Justin Verlander. They had Verlander
For years.
Verlander was a freaking hoss.
He was one of the top pitchers in the league.
Yeah.
But they never did anything.
Right.
So.
Yeah, and then he went to
He ended up going to the Astros.
Yeah, the
right?
cheating ass fucks. Yeah, that's fine.
Anybody got a trash can?
Yeah.
Don't
do your sign because they'll find it.
All right, so
Don't take your shirt off.
All right.
It's Bill Engvall. Here's your sign, and the Astros got it. So don't even worry about it. Yeah.
All right, so that's it for Major League Baseball, guys. Hey, we're going to keep up with the pennant races, and we'll be following moving ahead. So we're going to move on to, I think we're at one of our favorite segments that's really caught on. Am I wrong, guys?
No, I love it.
And again, Steven, he kind of nicknamed this one, and we kind of ran with it. It's a beautiful thing. The Crack Zone.
Crack Zone.
And all you, I guess, alcohol drinkers out there, hopefully beer drinkers, because it's mainly, if we're talking about beer, we're going to highlight one every episode.
You can't crack a liquor bottle.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, you could.
You could. Yeah, actually, yeah, you
but
could.
Beer,
it's gonna be
cracking,
a mess. Yeah.
So we're going to turn it over to Justin, let him take this one over. This is the one he brought this week.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, guys. So this week we got it's from Town Brewing Company. We got RP1. It's a hazy IPA. It is 6.3% alcohol.
And as we've said in the past, I have had this one before. These two guys haven't. I'm not going to say anything. We'll see what we think. Here we go.
Let's go.
3, 2, 1. Crack zone.
Crack Zone.
Oh, God.
Tech guy just fell out.
Yep.
All right, let's try this.
Yeah, that's good.
Everybody ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good.
I like that one.
Oh, yeah.
That's solid.
That's good. No, that's a good beer. Is a hazy IPA?
Hazy IPA.
Oh, my God.
6.3%.
So again,
damn.
I'm going to turn it over to one of these guys with our disclaimer. We always feature a beer
Yeah.
and a brewery,
Yep.
but again, take it away, disclaimer guy.
All right, well, I guess I'm disclaimer guy.
You are a disclaimer.
But, we are not sponsored by any beers that we do feature on the podcast, but, and that's a big but.
Big old butt.
We like big old butts.
God almighty.
So if you guys like big old butts, you'll like this big old butt. So, but if you guys want us to try one of your beers, if you want to sponsor us a little bit, hey, we're on social media. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Hit us up.
Hit up our silent manager.
We'll drink the hell out of it.
Yeah, exactly. We always say, the best beer is a cold beer, but the
better beer?
The better beer is a cold-free beer.
There we
so,
go.
hey, guys, throw us some beers. We'll try it out. We'll give a review. Hey, we all like beer.
Yeah.
Hey, beer. That's what we like. So, yeah, this is a good one, guys. So, go ahead and check it out. Listen to the podcast. If you, just like we said, go out and try these beers that we feature each week. Hey man, and support local breweries. We try to do that as well, especially with the pandemic going on.
Yeah.
So we try to support local. We did do some national beers before, but we do try to stick to the local things. So let's make sure we support those guys.
Yeah, why we do with the local breweries and the beers is because we're a Carolina sports radio, so we want to promote them as much as we can because they make some good beers out there.
And there's a lot out there.
Yeah, exactly.
So hey, big thing is just make sure you support the breweries.
Exactly. So we got we had a preseason game this past weekend.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
So-
Let's talk about the title of this episode.
Yeah, and is it what is the name of the episode, guys?
So we named this episode "Ice Up Son." And why is
Why
that?
would we do that?
Why did we name it "Ice Up Son"?
Well, I'm glad you guys asked me that because Steve Smith commentated the game.
Well, how about commented?
Commentated. No, he commentated the game. Am I saying that word right?
Do we have that soundbite?
I was trying to figure it out. I
Almost
lost
shot
it.
beer in my mic.
Hey,
Commentated. That's the word.
Justin, what the heck did he just say?
Commentated.
Commentated. That's the right word, right?
Or either commented.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
So Steve Smith talked about the game.
Agent 89.
Age 89. And who did he play for, guys?
Well, he played for two teams.
The Panthers
All right.
Yeah.
and Baltimore.
Yeah.
Ravens, of which is who we faced this past week in preseason.
That's
Fuck 'em.
Exactly right.
Fuck team.
Yeah, so
Sorry.
anyways.
I don't know where that came from.
So what was you guys what was your Alright, sorry guys.
Sorry, all you
Sorry,
listening out
everybody.
there.
Welcome to the crack zone.
Guys
Any-
are so crazy.
Anyways, what was your guys' favorite Steve Smith moment? Because I've got mine.
I'll go last. I'll just
Okay.
you guys go.
So I want to hear yours.
All right, I'll go ahead. So the game against the Saints, when Steve Smith grabbed that boy's helmet and threw him around like a rag doll.
Are we talking about the cheap shot? The
Yeah,
cheap shot
yeah.
before that.
Yeah, we're talking about the cheap shot before that. Steve Smith scores on a touchdown. It was Roman Harper, right?
Roman Harper actually made the hit.
He did,
Yeah.
and
So-
he's a friend of the show, by the
He
way.
is. And he's a former Carolina Panther, by the way.
He is.
But
and he liked
He
one of
saw
my
the light.
and he saw one of my pictures on. He liked one of my pictures on Instagram, by the way.
Very
guys.
nice.
And I think he's still here because he was doing a little bit of a segment with Kyle Bailey on F&Z
Oh,
wow.
shit.
at one point. So he was still here. He didn't settle in New Orleans. Take that, New Orleans.
Yeah. But for this guy that got told that he couldn't do anything in the league, for him to take a 6'2", 220, and I'm just ballparking that right there. But Roman Harper was a big boy.
Yeah.
And Steve Smith's throwing him around like a rag doll. That was one of my favorite moments. Obviously, I have plenty, but that was one of my favorite moments of Steve Smith.
That's a good one. I mean, and I was actually at that game. Me and a friend of the show, Tyler. We went. I was at that game, and I just remember.
I was there.
Yeah. Oh, we know, Doug. No, we know. But we were at that game, and we were sitting up high, and I saw the play happen.
That
Steve
was
Smith-
actually in our end zone.
Oh, is it really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's badass. But we saw the play happen, and we're all cheering. All of a sudden, we look down, and Steve Smith's like on top of Roman Harper. I was like, "What the fuck?"
What
just
got me
happened?
was the way, like Justin said, man, he grabbed him
Yeah.
and like pulled him up to him.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, holy
Yeah,
crap.
I mean, he's a dog.
Yeah.
But my favorite moment was Steve Smith, and I think a lot of Panthers fans agree with this one. And it should be possibly a statue outside Bank of America Stadium, hopefully.
I think it's one of the best moments in Panther history.
Yeah, it is X-Clown. And what X-Clown is, if you guys don't know what X-Clown is in 2003, in the divisional round against the Rams.
Super Bowl year.
Yep. We went into 2 overtimes in the playoffs. And Jake Delhomme threw the X-Clown to Steve Smith, and he scored a touchdown to win the game.
Yep. And that was, again, second time they had called that play in the game.
Yep.
And I think the Rams have won like 12 straight at home or
Yeah,
something like that. What was it? The greatest show on turf.
Yeah. They had
that was
Torrey Holt, Isaac
that was an
Bruce.
electric moment.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know how you don't put that at the top of your list, because that's how Steve Smith kind of solidified himself as a superstar in the league. He just kind of came out and just showed out. And I don't know, man. Like, I always foresee if we did do another statue with Steve Smith, I mean, he has to have that, the arms out, with the ball in his hand. I mean, I think this is awesome.
Yeah, that would be a really cool statue.
Yeah.
And it was a good call by the radio crew. If you go back and listen to it, I think it was Romanowski or Rosinski or Romanowski. I can't remember the name, but I know it was Eugene Robinson, and it was so funny when he called it. Eugene Robinson was like, "It's over." I mean, and he knew as soon as it was gone, it was over, man.
Yeah.
So, and that was just a great moment, man. We went on and nobody thought we'd beat Philly.
Yeah.
And we went on to beat Philly at Philly.
And can we shout out to Sean Foster for the greatest,
That's
like
might be
five,
one of the
the
longest runs I think I've ever been a part of.
Yeah, the 5-yard run that took him freaking 30 minutes, but he fucking scored.
It was so cool.
Shout out to Sean Foster, fan of the show.
But and a couple other Steve Smith moments. I love the ice up sun. I mean, that is one of the greatest.
Wait, the ice up sun?
Yeah, we're going to talk about it. And Steven's pulling it up now. That is one of the best sound bites in all of sports, not just the NBA, I mean, the NFL. It's got to be one of the best sound bites in sports.
Yeah, because I mean, me and you were at that game, Justin, and they were going.
Oh, it's crazy.
They were going at each other.
It was a Monday night game.
Yeah, it was.
And I know after that there were T-shirts. There were everything with Ice Up Sun.
Oh, I had one of those T-shirts.
So Stephen, if you have it, cue it.
I'm gonna try.
And if we screw it up, go out and Google it. I'm sure you'll find it YouTube.
I mean, either way, they probably got a full video on YouTube where you can watch the whole game. You
It's
should go
just
watch the game.
classic.
It's one of the best games ever. So that is my second best game I've ever been to. The first one was the MC Championship when we beat the Cardinals.
Oh, that was sweet.
But I'm gonna try to play it and we'll see how.
Here
it
we go,
sounds.
everybody. 1, 2, 3.
Poor tackling. What happened between you and Talib on the field early in the game? I don't know. You go ask him because he didn't finish the game. Ice up, son. Ice up.
Ice up, boy.
Dude, that is so cool.
I mean, that was one of the greatest.
And the
sound
thing was,
bites
I
ever
don't think I ever heard a reply from Tony.
He had no reply.
I don't think
because-
he ever replied.
Because you know what we do when we enter in the stadium. What do we have going on when we enter the stadium? Like what happens when we enter the stadium? They have the
Oh, we got the keep pounding drum.
exactly,
Right.
and he was beating that drum the whole game.
It's
Oh,
crazy,
yeah.
man. I mean, Talib got hurt and he left the game, so Steve finished. We ended up winning the game.
Yeah,
Of course, the Patriots cried at the end. Sarcer. Brady's walking in the tunnel, complaining to the referees
Bitching at
with
the refs.
talking about Keekly
Lee
was,
had with the
you
pass
know,
interference
he interfered
bullshit.
with Gronk. Yeah, whatever. Who won the game? Shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's and the other Steve Smith moment that I really liked was the Chicago playoff game, where he just freaking scorched Chicago, and he catches a touchdown in the corner, like over in the end zone, runs over and like just basically hugs the goalpost and slides
Yeah.
down the goalpost. Man, that was so cool.
Well, Steve Smith's fucking touchdown celebrations were amazing.
The baby wipe.
Oh my god,
The rowboat.
Yeah.
The rowboat, yeah, man, he was top notch, and dude, he killed the Bears.
Oh, man.
He
Dude,
went over.
torched him.
I mean, he went over 200 yards receiving, and that doesn't happen very often.
And I think wasn't Peanut on that team? He was.
he was
Peanut
on
Tillman.
the Bears. Yes, he was on the Bears.
So yeah.
and I'm pretty sure that was an Urlacher defense too.
Oh yeah.
So
So Steve Smith, I think we've all agreed that he is a GOAT as far as the
Well,
Panthers.
You know, one of my favorite things to watch when Steve Smith would play
Oh, what's that?
is when he would catch a first down and he'd spin the ball and
Yeah.
start.
Oh yeah,
Oh, my
and it would do it
God.
perfect,
He'd start hitting his helmet
and it would do a
Yeah.
perfect spin.
It would be the most
Oh, yeah.
hype thing ever.
he had the cleanest spin.
Yeah.
And I do remember one moment, and this wasn't even a big game because I think we had a losing record that year, but it was
Imagine that.
Yeah, a catch against the Giants, and
Where he broke his arm.
Yes,
Oh yeah,
and he caught the ball. He got smacked as soon as he caught the ball,
scored.
and he walked another like 3 or 4 yards into the end zone. Like he walked in because the guy missed the tackle but broke his arm.
Broken forearm.
Yep. And I'm like, that is the toughest guy I've ever seen in
Yep.
my
Oh,
life
yeah.
in football.
Yep.
Like that I've personally seen,
Right.
And we could keep going. There's things that we probably forget
Yeah.
that
Oh,
he
yeah.
did.
So he got released on March. I have this written down because
which
this is,
I did not agree with.
This is a huge thing for me because I love Steve Smith. I wrote this down. He got released on March 13th, so that was 8 days before my birthday. Thanks Panthers, in 2014. How did you guys feel when you heard the news?
Bullshit.
Yeah, I never wanted him to get released ever.
But why do you guys think he got released? I have my opinion. Let me hear yours.
I mean, my opinion was he was such a loud voice in the locker room, and they wanted the locker room to be with Cam.
they wanted to turn it over to Cam.
Yeah. I
that
agree
was
with
that was that was my thing.
Yeah.
And and it's such a stupid business move because Cam was coming up and he's a good quarterback, and you would think you would have one of those veteran receivers. And if you would have waited a year, would have had Kelvin Benjamin. Who knows how that would have fixed Kelvin Benjamin's career?
Right.
I mean, look at him now. He
Yep.
tried to be a tight end with the Giants, and they you know why he got cut, Dougie?
Well, he came in like, what, 15 pounds
Yeah.
heavier than they wanted him
Yeah,
to.
yeah. So they asked him to lose 20 pounds, and he came up 5 pounds over.
But think about this whole story we're telling here. What's the common denominator? Gettleman.
yeah.
Gettleman was the cause of all of
It
this.
was.
Gettleman fucked us so much.
I cannot believe that he did that to Steve Smith. Now let me throw this disclaimer we always
Yeah.
talk about. You know, Steve Smith, D'Angelo Williams, anybody like that.
Well,
I
he's
mean,
an ass.
Cam. You're not the only player that's ever been cut by your original team. It
Yeah.
happens. It's a business.
Yeah.
But I do believe that when we let Steve Smith go the way we did, and for the reason we did, I just think it was wrong.
And we're comparing those players together. Steve Smith is a Panther legend. He's probably our first all-time Panther.
Yeah.
Like
I would
besides
agree.
besides Sam Mills.
Yeah.
And
Julius.
and Julius, but yes and no. Julius left
Right, he went to Chicago.
Yeah, he went to his prime of his career. Steve Smith stayed here the whole time.
He did.
With those, we didn't have the best quarterbacks. I love Jake Delhomme.
Right.
Took it to his first Super
I
Bowl.
think Steve made Jake look pretty good a couple times.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I mean, Steve made Cam look good in his first
Sure he did.
year.
Sure he did.
I mean,
Yeah.
his first couple of years.
But going back to what Steven said, with Steve, with Steve Smith, man, it was just a situation where I don't think there's a Panther fan out there, and there could be a couple, who agreed with that release.
No, I mean, how could you? I mean, and what I respect about Steve Smith, and when he came into the league, he was not, he was not looked as a receiver. He wasn't. He
Punt
was
returner.
Yeah, he was a special teams guy. Kick return, punt return. He had all the speed in the world. He would outrun anybody, and he built himself up to be a Hall of Fame caliber receiver.
He worked hard.
He did. Yep. I mean, he's 12th in the all time in receptions. He's 8th all time receiving yards, 28th in touchdowns. But I mean, his first touch in the NFL.
Talk about that.
The first touch in the NFL took a kickoff return,
Touchdown.
for a touchdown.
Yep.
Against the Vikings.
And here's what I'll add: if you can YouTube it, untouched.
Untouched.
So that's good blocking.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, Steve Smith, man, he showed out, and hey, man, he's been in the booth in the preseason games for us.
Yeah,
it was good to have him back in the Panther family. It was an ugly divorce,
It was.
and
but
he torched us.
He's in the Hall of Honor.
The first time we played Baltimore,
Oh,
it was
God.
what, blood and guts? Is that what he
blood
said?
and guts. Put your goggles on.
It was pretty ugly.
mow my yard.
So hopefully, Cam's coming to town this year. Hopefully, we don't see the same repeat.
Ass whooping.
I personally think we're going to spank the Pats, but that's just me.
Sorry,
Sorry,
Sarah.
Sarah.
It is what it is. So Steve Smith, we love you, buddy. Friend of the
Yeah.
show.
Yep.
You got a podcast cut to it. We would love to do some kind of duel with you if we
So
could.
look how
Um,
I would shit my pants
Oh
if
my
we
God.
can do that collaboration.
You talk the whole time. We'd all be
Yeah.
sitting here going, "Oh my God."
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we love Steve Smith. So let's talk a little bit about Baltimore.
Yeah, we lost that Baltimore game. What do y'all think about the first team?
The first team looked great. I mean, I thought we did. I mean, the defense. I am so impressed with that defense. It looks good.
Yeah, Son Reddick had that pick.
Yeah. I mean, and Derek Brown tipped it. I don't know if you guys knew that. Derek
Oh,
Brown.
yeah,
it was a tip
Yeah,
pass.
I didn't know that.
Derek Brown tipped it.
And guess what? We still didn't score.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a lot of work, and I know we had talked about it earlier today, with Teddy Bridger coming out with the 2-minute drill and the red zone that they didn't practice that. When I watched that Ravens game, we got into the red zone, we looked unprepared.
Right.
We did. We ran the same play almost like 2 or 3 times in a row.
And we talked about John Fox forward, but it looked like John Fox, run, pass.
Yeah.
Punt's not a bad play.
Run, field goal, I guess, but we can't kick a fucking
We'll
field
talk
goal.
about field goals later.
But anyways, I really hope that they look at that game and see like we are lacking in the red zone right now, and Joe Brady as an offensive coordinator has got get some more creative play calling when that happens. You know.
Yeah, you got to get some play action in there. Get the tight ends involved. I mean, we don't really have those big receivers on the outside other than Terrace Marshall, who
What was
we've
that
been
name?
saying his name completely wrong.
Go ahead, Justin.
This
Go ahead.
entire
Hey,
time.
but we're going to own up to it.
Yeah,
Right?
We thought his name was Terrence Marshall.
And I don't think we're the only outlet that did that.
There's no
you know?
way.
Yeah.
I wanted to get his jersey because you have Horn.
Yeah,
And I'm probably
and that's
going to go
8,
Horn.
and
8.
that's gonna be 8, and I want to be double 8. And I love Terrace Marshall. I thought
Terrace.
Terrace Marshall looked good.
yeah.
He looked good. So I want to go Google his jersey. His fucking name is not Terrence.
And we've been saying Terrence. Like, I've got it written in my book somewhere.
But you know what? We cannot be the only ones that
No.
have said that wrong.
yeah,
I would bet money that I think it was draft night. Somebody said Terrence.
yeah.
I don't care what they say.
But-
And you guys have a stat on him in the preseason, right?
Yeah.
This might be a little bit of news to people. You might go, really? But he's like rated, I believe, second.
I mean, he's been turning it up.
Well, I mean, so our highest rated actual offensive player is Shi Smith.
Local boy.
Yeah.
Going off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
And PFF, so his PFF grade. And that's what most people kind of grade the players on is PFF.
Right.
But he is our highest rated offensive player, and he's looked amazing. But another crazy fact is another receiver with 2 catches of 30-plus yards is Terrace Marshall. He's one of 3 players.
And one of those from Will Greer,
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you're right.
which
exactly.
we'll talk about
Yeah.
it later.
The other one is Deontay Johnson, which we'll play against him,
Right.
Next preseason
Right,
game,
right.
and Jared Judy.
Yeah.
He's probably going to be one of my fantasy picks.
Yeah.
But
Don't steal him.
I saw something on social media the other day, and excuse me for not knowing who the quote was from, but it was like basically saying that if the Panthers protect Darnold,
Mm-hmm.
it's in the red zone. Freaking Terrace, Darnold to Terrace Marshall is going to be a lethal combination.
Oh my God, that
But we've got to protect Darnold.
yeah, we have to. Our top 3 receivers though are our 3 receivers right there: DJ, Robbie, and Terrace. That's good.
Go ahead, Justin.
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, you can't really match up anybody else in the league with those top 3.
No.
Like, I can't name another team with 3 receivers like that.
Right.
Maybe 2, like, you can find that, but
Oh,
3? Oh, God.
did I hear an after crack? That's like an aftershock.
That was Aftershock. What the hell was that?
I mean, but
Good
yeah,
job,
I mean,
Steve.
you got duos in the league that are unstoppable. But 3 receivers, if you got 3 guys that can do anything,
right.
I mean, Sam Darnold's going to have a field day out there. Not including he has
The best back in the league.
Christian McCaffrey
Right.
and also Dan Arnold. I mean, he didn't have a slouch year last year. Like,
We just got to keep Darnold upright.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, Tommy's look good too.
Yeah, Tommy. Yeah, he looked good as receiver wise, especially in the Ravens game. He looked really good. He looked athletic.
And we talked
Again.
about the backup quarterback situation, and we got Will Greer and P.J. Walker, and both of them have been put in different roles in both games.
Yeah.
And I think in the second half, 3 to 4 range, neither one looked particularly good.
No.
But we thought P.J. looked really good against the Colts,
Hmm.
and Will looked good against the Ravens.
So I will say this, PJ did look to me okay in the Colts game. Will Greer looked good against Ravens.
I thought he looked pretty good.
I mean, to be honest, if I had to just say in anything, I would say Will Greer would be our backup.
But because neither one has really stepped up.
Yeah, I mean,
And Justin's
Yeah.
alluded this in the past podcast. I thought we'd carry 2. We may carry 3.
Yeah, I'm going to go out and say that we're going to keep 3 just because no one has taken off with that backup role.
right. I just feel like when Will Greer got with the 2s, I feel like he did a little better than PJ Walker did.
Right. So I mean, what would he do with the 1s? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Well, one of the complaints I've heard, and I'm going to be honest with you, and I'll call her out on the show. My wife has said about Greer, he looks a little, I don't know if scared's the right word, just a little skitty.
Yeah,
And he didn't look that way the other
No.
night. He looked comfortable,
yeah.
and that's a key.
Yeah. Well, I mean, his rookie year, I mean, we just threw him out there, randomly,
Right.
with nothing going. Like, I think that was 2019 when the teams kind of quit. Honestly, the team kind of quit.
Right.
And then, last year he didn't have a chance to really do anything. PJ, came in the backup role, but
Right.
I mean, I feel like now he's feeling a lot more comfortable
I
with the
agree.
play calling and the game speed.
I mean, I like that you brought that up because like last year we had Teddy,
Right.
and Teddy and PJ have that same
Right.
kind of gameplay going.
Similar.
Yeah. So this year, Sam Darnold and Will, I feel like they kind of match up.
I think they
against,
complement better.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Which may be a little bit of an advantage for Will.
Yeah,
Who knows?
Yeah, because you don't have to change the whole offense if for some reason knock on wood,
Right.
if Sam Darnold goes out, you don't have to change the whole offense. I mean,
With
if
that-
goes-
PJ, you
with
got a
PJ,
little, you
have
get a
to
little bit
change
more
it.
mobility.
Yeah, exactly.
And Will again, PJ. This is nothing against PJ.
At all.
Will is a local kid, so naturally we're gonna promote that.
Mm-hmm.
So good luck to both guys.
Yeah.
And whoever wins the battle, hey man, we got your support. So Baltimore, we're not. I tell you what, guys, would you agree with this? We'll talk about the kicking situation,
Yeah, definitely.
but can we just not talk about the second half?
oh, I don't remember it because I got drunk.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Our 3s and 4s were not good.
Yeah.
It was a pretty ugly display,
Right.
and so let's talk about the kicking. And one shout out was we were talking about our punter from South Carolina.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's been putting it down, man. I mean, give the guy credit. When he does, we don't want to see the punter. That's number one. We don't want to see the punter.
No.
And what's his name?
Charlton
Charlton?
Charlton.
from South Carolina.
Yep.
I noted in the game that I think he had one inside the 5. And he's a South Carolina guy, so we're going to show him some props. So, hey, good job for you. I've also saw that Rule is kind of leaning toward Jansen as
Same.
far as the long snapping
Yeah,
deal.
Yeah.
So that could be a case too. But the kicking situation, Steven, I'm I'm gonna turn this over to Steven, man, because he's been our channel of Joy Sly through the watch parties.
Yep.
He becomes Joy Sly, and we have to try to channel our positivity through him.
Yeah, we
I'm gonna
feed him
I'm
energy.
Justin, let's let Steven talk about Joy
Yeah.
Sly.
Do we want to feed him our energy?
We'll try. Let's do it. Let's do it.
So, Joey Sly, you're my guy, but you've been fucking sucking. I'm sorry. I'm just telling you straight up, dude. You've been kicking wide right, dude. So, you know what had to happen? We had to get Dominic
Dominic.
Eberle.
Eberle.
Sorry, he's a little foreign. So it's
German.
fine.
German.
Yeah, a little German. Yeah, he's a little German.
Eberle.
But I mean, he's from Utah State. He had spent some time with the Raiders, so we did pick up another kicker. But Joey, man, I'm pulling for you, man. Every game, every time he gets on the field with his big old beard and stuff like that, I pray for you, brother. I get on my knee. I do the Tebow, but I'm calling it the Joey Slide now. The slide kneel. I'm trying to do that for him. But I don't know. But I feel like we got the same kicker. Like Joey Slide's like 79.4% field goal percentage, and Eberle, yeah, he hasn't kicked in professional.
Right.
In college, he was 79%. So I feel like we're getting the same kicker.
Right.
Actually, we're getting a little bit worse of a kicker based off field goal percentage, which it's
So is
stats
it
is stats.
competition?
So
Competition.
I was one the dude from from the Colts.
Right.
Eddie Pinheiro. He just got one
Which
on waivers.
you said is on waivers.
He's on waivers, so it depends, the waiver wire how it goes. We're looking at the possibly getting the Giants, backup kicker. So we have to figure something out.
And it's not like we are just saying, "Oh, Joey Sly, you suck." Like we've
No.
been rooting for you for the past couple of years.
Well,
like
we-
Steven said, we channel all of our energy.
Well,
into-
Virginia Tech guy, so we he's a local guy, so
Yeah.
we also we really push the local guys. But when it comes down to the bottom line, we got to win games.
Yeah.
If you can't make a field goal, get the fuck off the team.
Well, I mean,
that's,
if
that's
you-
a job.
If you can't make a 35-yard field goal, like I'm not saying
Consistently, Justin.
And that's what's irritating with him is he can't make a 35-yard field
Well,
goal
consistently.
consistently. But he can make a 50-yard field
Yeah.
goal almost every time.
yeah.
Like what?
And we don't need that. We need the guy that can hit consistent 40 and in.
And then we had Matt Amendola. We had
Oh
him.
yeah, we talked about that. The ladies,
Yeah.
the ladies love him,
Yeah, so we had him, and then for the Jets, he's perfect.
This guy.
and he is so. Did pull up the picture again?
oh
you want-
God, Dougie, you getting excited over
I
that?
mean, the guy's an Adonis. Would everybody agree?
I mean, it's a good-looking
Look,
guy.
here comes Sarah's rolling over here.
Yeah,
Look at
look
the
at her.
picture,
Sarah's like, wait, let me see those abs.
and it's not Amendola for the Patriots.
yeah, no,
So,
it's
But
not
yeah.
Danny. It's Matt Amendola.
but he is a my God.
I mean, Dougie's getting excited.
The
over here.
dude is a freaking specimen. Would you agree?
I mean, there.
I mean,
is
that's
in a Panthers uniform right there.
Yeah,
pull him
look
up
at-
without a shirt.
look at those thighs. Listen to Doug. Pull him up without a shirt.
Yeah. Oh, here you go, Doug. Is
There
that
you
does that
go.
make you feel better?
I've never had that kind of physique in my life. So,
But
I mean, me either.
yeah,
hey, but
I
can
mean,
he make a damn kick?
Apparently he can
Apparently.
apparently he could go 3 for 3 with the Jets and go 2 for 2 extra points.
Well,
so
here's what we obviously need help on
And
the
the Panthers
kick
can't see
on
it.
the kick, and even if Joey Sly ends up being the guy,
yeah,
you know what? A little competition is not going to hurt.
no,
But we got to get a consistent kicker, even if it's not the new guy, Sly, somebody on somebody else's roster.
And Joey's young. He's still young.
Absolutely.
So I mean, he can.
And we
still
signed him
grow.
to a decent
Yeah.
contract.
I mean, Eddie Pinero, or I don't know.
Panera, I'm hungry.
Yeah, I'm Panera. From the Colts. I mean, he didn't miss a field goal in the preseason. So I mean, like, I was hoping we'd snag him.
I mean,
But
there's still opportunity.
Yeah,
We still got time.
we still got time. But we haven't found a kick. We haven't had a great kicker since John Casey. And we can say all we want about. I mean, John Casey. pisses me
I
off.
like Gano. Gano was good.
I mean, Gano was good,
Yeah,
but he wasn't consistent either.
Oh,
How many times have we fucked up with these young guys coming in, like Harrison Buckner,
who'd we lose?
And-
Just go ahead, Justin.
I mean,
Say it.
the Pro Bowler kicker?
He's
for
one of the best
Chiefs?
kickers in the league.
Yeah, like
Yeah, he's right behind Justin Tucker.
We left him unprotected on the practice squad, and what did the Chiefs do?
they said thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we
so
drafted
much.
the guy in the
Yeah.
7th round.
Yeah, so we fucked up there.
Marty Herney, you bastard.
But let's I mean, we had some cuts, guys.
Yeah, can we go back to the kickers real quick?
Yeah, real quick.
Real quick.
Cuts.
And just, I met. Do you guys remember Orlando Mare?
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
yeah, my work. I met him. He was in my job.
He was in the job place.
So all right, I work retail, so I'll just say that, so it's a little bit easier. So he was in my store, and I kept walking by him,
And he said, "Who's this stalking guy?"
"Yeah." I was like, "I know him from somewhere." So I found one to him. I was like, "Or were you a kicker for the Panthers?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Is your name Elena Mare?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "That's all I needed to know." I'm not gonna tell anybody who you were. That's all I need to know.
because nobody wants to know.
Well, yeah.
You know what he said? He said, "Can I get your autograph? Because you
Yeah.
knew who I was."
But I was like, okay, I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it. Like, don't
Yeah.
worry, your fangirls ain't coming at you. But as I found out, but we did have some cuts today, and we cut Elena Mari, by the way.
Yeah,
Oh,
10
wow.
years ago.
Wow.
Damn it! It was probably 10 years ago. Good God.
Touch on those cuts, guys.
So, I know we cut. I can't remember his first name, but Reed.
Defensive guy.
Yeah,
Defensive guy.
defensive tackle.
What is it? What was it? Donnerson.
Donnerson. He was defensive end.
And then we had 2 other cuts, or 3.
No,
Might
we
have been
had
3. We
3.
cut 5.
Yeah, so we cut Carryon Reed and Kendall Donnerson,
Right.
and then we did cut Kershawn Hogan,
Yep.
and there was Markel Harrell.
Yeah.
He was at the guard, and then Walter Palmore.
Okay.
So we got down to the 80 limit.
And
And-
two of those guys were the guys that we just signed
Recently,
recently.
Yeah.
So I mean,
exactly.
And so we got to the 80 limit,
Yep.
and then next Tuesday we got to get down to 53.
You're exactly right.
and
on
that's
that.
big cuts.
That's
yeah.
going to be there'll be some surprise cuts.
Yeah, that'd be fun to figure out, like, the surprise. Are you surprised this person stayed and this person
Right.
got cut? That'd be a fun one.
And we'll
to
touch
do.
on that next week.
Yep. And then we actually have breaking news, guys,
Oh, breaking news.
about Ellerby at Burleigh.
Okay, let's talk about it.
We had to cut someone to keep him on the roster.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it was safety. I'm trying to figure where he's at.
He's looking
I
at it.
thought-
Google's our friend.
I thought I had him right here, but it was a safety. It was like Ladarius Wiley or
Wiley.
something. Yeah,
Wiley. It
yeah.
was Wiley.
So we had to get rid of Wiley to get Eberle. So
Right.
so we had to get down to 53. So we had some big cuts coming.
Yeah, we really do.
So
Any more cuts that you guys can think of, or any news? I know Perryman's been out, and we're a little concerned with him.
yeah,
I think today somebody said it might be a hip flexor.
yeah.
And I would hate to see us lose him. We have to eat $3 million. I did read that today. If we
Yeah.
cut him,
I don't think we're cutting them.
so hopefully we'll keep him hanging around. But
Yeah.
let's talk about the and correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Let's talk about the extension on Robbie
Yeah.
Anderson today. We'll talk about that, and then we'll get into this week's opponent, the Steelers, coming to town.
Yeah, Robbie got that 2-year extension, $29.5 million.
Ooh, boy, got the bag.
Yeah, a little over $14 million a year, $20.5 million guaranteed. That's big money.
I like it.
I do too.
Yeah, I like it. He's a great player for us. I
Yeah.
mean, he wants to be here. He even said that. I love the coaches. I love the city. I love the fans. Like, I want to be here. So, I like it.
Well, him and Darnold I think they have a camaraderie already in New York. That was about the only thing that happened in New York.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good signing. I think he's happy. He seems like he's an interesting individual if you follow him on social media, but he actually seems like a down to earth kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
There was a video today of in the golf cart with DJ Moore and a bunch of the receivers, and he was trying to keep it low key, and DJ
Right.
gets off, and he's like, "There's a lot of money in this cart." And he tried to keep it low key, but I thought that was a pretty cool moment. But
Yeah.
hey, Fitty, nice signing. I think that was a good wrap up for 2 years. So congratulations, Robbie.
Yeah, I mean, to get an all-pro caliber receiver, lock him up for 2 more years, like, you can't be pissed off about that at all.
He stretches the field, right?
He does. And, I mean, he stretches the field, but, this past year, he was taking, short passes and making into a big game.
Yeah.
He's not just a
Yeah,
deep threat
the big
guy.
yak. Yeah. We should call him the Rocket Yak. Because he was killing it. I mean, he was awesome. I actually drafted him in fantasy, and he did pretty good.
Right.
I mean, yeah, I never knew, when he was playing for the Jets, you see these big, like, deep passes, these deep routes and everything, the touchdowns, but you never see, like, the small routes, the slant routes and everything. Until he got on the Panthers, then you actually witness it and see what he can do with the short routes. I mean, it's amazing. Like, this dude's actually got great hands, and he can actually take a hit.
Yeah, he can. I mean, and he's got a small frame.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he really
he
does.
has a small frame. I mean, he's a skinny guy. But, I mean, he could take that hit, and he can turn it upfield. He can outrun almost anybody.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's where people get mistaken. I hear a lot of people that kind of wonder about DJ Moore. And I think we've all talked about this on a past episode. DJ Moore does a lot of the dirty work between, I guess, the 20s or between the end zones. He doesn't score a lot of touchdowns.
No.
But there was a stat the other day. There were only 2 receivers that had like 1,200 yards in the last 2 years, and that was him and Kelsey.
Yep.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, wow, really? It was because he doesn't score as many touchdowns.
Yeah.
He does a lot of the dirty work in the middle. So, and look at the quarterbacks that DJ Moore's had.
Yeah. Trash.
I mean, think about even CMC when he set the record for the receiving as a back. He had Kyle Allen as his quarterback.
Yep.
So you got to think about that, and so Robbie does some of that work inside too.
Yeah.
So hey, I like our receiving core.
Yeah, I mean, DJ's only got 10 career touchdowns. I don't know if you guys know
And
that. It's only
that's
10.
crazy.
It's only 10. But he does work, and just like Doug said, I mean, he's one of 2, receivers to have for 1,200 yards, for the past 2 seasons, and it's him. And I mean, he's had not the best quarterbacks. He had Cam for like 2 games
Right.
at the end, the
Right.
back end of it.
Right.
He had Cal Allen, and he had a little bit of Heineke.
You might have had Will.
and he had Teddy Bridgewater, and he did have Will
He
for
did have
a
Will.
little bit.
And so that, I mean, and congratulations, Robbie. We're so
Yeah.
glad to have you locked up. So guys, you want to go to the Pittsburgh preview?
Yeah.
Let's talk about Pittsburgh.
Let's talk about
and
Pittsburgh,
I
Mark.
have a shout out about one of those players
Yeah.
for Pittsburgh. We'll do that at the end. But yeah, Mark. I mean, God, every time we always go to Mark. Mark, look, man, we respect the Steelers, but we're not Steeler fans. Justin likes to say, "Fuck a team." But anyway, they're coming to town this week. So hey, man, let's see. Let's preview Pittsburgh.
I mean, so the Pittsburgh's coming in 3-0 against the preseason, in the preseason, and I mean they look good. I mean Ben, I like to see how we play against Ben,
Big Ben,
and the receivers they have. Ben looks like probably the best shape of his career.
right?
Yeah.
And he stays hurt.
He
I mean,
does.
Ben gets banged up.
I mean, he does. I mean, he you don't think he's a mobile quarterback, but he's kind of a mobile quarterback.
He
can move.
Yeah, he can move for a big guy. But he looks like in good shape, and the receivers you can't compete against that at all. I mean, they have a lot of good receivers, so I like to see how our young secondary does, against that. So and their pass rush,
Yeah.
you can't, simulate that in preseason or in practice. So I like to see us against that.
And speaking of the pass rush, we'll do the shout out real quickly. We got a hometown guy, Alex Highsmith, UNC Charlotte graduate football player. He's a beast on the Steelers pass rush, and he's coming home for a preseason game. I'm a Charlotte alumnus. I'm so excited to see him come home, and he's showing out. He's making the university look good. He does it the right way. He's a good kid, and I'm gonna try to see if I can maybe get a hookup with him at the game. So Alex, I mean, keep doing what you're doing, big guy. Don't show out too much Friday because it is against our Panthers. But hey, man, we are shouting Alex out. He's a friend of the show and he's a local kid. So hey, man, keep doing what you're doing, big guy. We're so proud of you.
Yeah, man, I really like him. He's a great edge rusher. I'm excited for this game. Honestly, it's going to be a great test for our defense. I'm excited to see how our defense plays against Najee Harris.
No, I agree with that because I like to see. I mean, our rush defense has been not that great,
Right.
So I'd like to see our run defense and how it reacts to Najee Harris, who's one of the top rookies coming in.
Right.
The Steelers have a good offensive line. 9 times out of 10, they're kind of one of those teams that their philosophy is win in the trenches.
It's just a solid team.
So-
They always are.
So I'd like to see how we react to Najee Harris. I mean, so.
Yeah, big physical guy. So hopefully
Well-
our defense steps up.
Well, and the starters are supposed to play a quarter and a half, maybe even the
Yeah.
first half, and we'll see what happens there. Second half will be a crapshoot as usual.
Yeah.
No Christian though.
But Christian, yeah, we're all kind of excited, or I guess we're a little bit confused. I'm not going to question the coaching staff; they're obviously better than we are. But it was a little surprising to hear Coach Rule say today that CMC may not even play. I would think he would get at least a series to show, play against some live bullets. But right now, hey, sounds like he might not even play.
Yeah, I don't really mind that he's not playing, but I would like to see him out there for at least a drive.
He needs some game time.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You can do the 11-11s and the 7-on-7s and shit like that, but you need some game time.
Right.
Just to get you back in the swing of stuff. So I don't know. But
Well, man, he's a football player.
Yeah.
Justin had alluded to that earlier. He's a football player. He's not going to forget that. But I still say you got to get the guy in there for at least a series.
You gotta get the juices going a little
Right.
bit.
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know?
it's kind of like every other first-round draft pick playing this year in the preseason, and J.C. Horn's only gone out there for 10 plays.
And wasn't happy about it.
Like, get him out there. Like, let him play.
I'd like to see JC against Claypool.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see because
Right.
Claypool. I think Claypool is about to take over the receiver group.
Right.
But like I said, I think the two biggest things I'm be looking at is their receivers against our secondary and see how we do,
Right.
and is how our offensive line addresses their pass rush.
Right.
I think that's the two biggest things.
And it's Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and I just go in, hopefully do some work, get out, and stay healthy. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
It's preseason.
I don't even care about a win.
Yeah.
No, I don't care about.
We're
the
not
win.
looking at that.
I don't give a
Show
shit
me
about it.
some good stuff and get out
Yeah.
healthy.
But apparently, Rule doesn't want to play our starters at all in the preseason, so we'll figure
Right.
that one out.
So at that point, we've got a couple NFL. We do have one local NFL situation where Travis Etienne, Jacksonville rookie running back, Clemson is apparently out for the year.
Yeah.
And we mentioned that
Hate that
because
shit.
because we're Carolina Sports Radio. He is a Clemson kid. Foot injury. looking
Yeah.
like he's going to
Yep.
have surgery.
Yeah, mid ankle sprain.
I hate to see that. So all prayers up for him. Hopefully he recovers well.
Yeah.
So we wanted to mention that local kid.
Yep, and I'm gonna bring some positivity back to the podcast. Is Chaz Surratt for the Vikings? He's been killing it.
Yeah.
He actually led the defense and tackles the last preseason game, so he's been showing out.
Lake Norman kid,
Yep.
East Lincoln High School.
Yep. So Chaz, hey, we're rooting for you. You're former Tar Heel.
Yes, Tar Heel
So-
and East Lincoln Mustang.
Yep.
So hey, man, good shout out, Joe. Stephen, that was very good.
Yeah. So.
Anything NFL guys? Anything left?
Well, Andrea Smith rocked.
Go for it. Yeah, let's talk about that real
he,
quick.
He rocked Justin Fields one good time.
And according to apparently Fields said he didn't think the NFL was as fast as he thought it would be.
Oh well, he found out pretty fucking quick after that hit.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I just want to shout that out real quick.
When
Former Carolina boy and Panthers. So.
Yeah. So I don't know. When you hit somebody so hard their helmet pops off, yeah, you found out pretty fast.
Life comes at you pretty fast.
Yeah, you found out pretty fucking quick.
So
what's
Justin,
happening.
Justin Fields, you might want to reevaluate.
Yeah.
So again, hey, nice throw out there, Justin. I love that too, because again, I'm going to throw that out like we said last week. I think Justin Fields is a great talent. I just was not the person. I didn't really care if we drafted him or not.
Yeah, I'm not big on him either.
So, it's what it is. Good luck in Chicago.
Yeah, but I think we got a couple of shout outs.
Yeah. So you guys go ahead and I'll go last.
So I've got one. My buddy Josh, he lives in Florida. He's been listening to our show, giving us some feedback. He's like a brother to me. So he knows I love him, and I really appreciate you listening to the podcast, give us the feedback, and keep listening, man, and keep the support. We got a care package coming to you. Don't worry, you have some CSR shit coming to your
There
way.
we go. I know Josh too. He's a really good guy. So thanks for the support, bud. I got a shout out. It's from Mark. This weekend we are doing fantasy draft at Mark's house, and last year was the first year me and Steven were in it. It was fucking awesome.
I mean, his draft party is top notch.
Yeah, he puts on a great draft party. But I just wanted to shout him out. We're playing him this week with the Steelers, so I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, I've got two more after this, or
Sure.
two more. So we have a good friend of the show. It's our buddy Lawrence. He actually started his streaming service. He's playing games. He's doing his thing. He's been supporting us for a while, sharing us on social media. It's Catfish 117. So look him up on YouTube. He does some good content. He beats some ass at Apex apparently, because I watch some of his streams and stuff, and he kicks some ass at Apex. I'm telling you right now. But he does like a lot of gaming and stuff like that. But he does really support us a lot, and I want to shout him out. And then I want to shout out my girlfriend Sarah. She has really done a lot for us. She has helped get a logo going. She has got stickers. So I want to shout her out. She has really helped us so much. We wouldn't have the logo without her, and she's always just sharing all of our stuff.
Yeah,
So,
we really appreciate that.
Shout out to Sarah. Yes, Sarah, we appreciate all and everything that you do, along with our people behind the scenes.
Yep.
Tech guy, mysterious manager, everybody, even the listeners that have given us feedback, and that's where I'm going next. Couple of shout outs for some local guys, and these are actually family and friends of mine who have basically listened to the episodes, and they must be very bored. But they did, and they gave us some feedback that was very good. So my first one is David. He goes by Dirt. We always not use the last names to protect the innocent. He's been listening to us. He's actually, guys, just so you know, he's actually got a beer kit and making his own beer. So
nice.
we might have
Oh,
to feature.
hell
We might
yeah.
have to feature that one
Yeah,
time.
Good job.
But he's giving us some support and some feedback, so appreciate you. And Dirt, we appreciate what you checking us out. We got another David, goes by Butch. He's also been listening to us, listened to all 5 episodes. He basically said he enjoyed it, basically because it's laid back. It's not so serious, and that's what we're shooting for, 3 guys at the bar. And so we appreciate the support from him as well. We've got my cousin, a family member, Stacy, who's also, same thing. He's listened to the episodes and given us a little bit of feedback on some of the tech situations and tech guys been working on. And He's been helping us as well, so we appreciate the support there as well. We also got a distinguished member who has been sitting in the same section I've been in with the Panthers at the games. A guy named Dan, who busts my chops every chance he gets. He doesn't let me up off the mat. He's I have a lot of respect for this guy. He's a really good guy. He's always, like I said, he's always busting my chops. The only drawback he has, and guys help me out because y'all are my Carolina guys, he is a Duke graduate and a Duke fan.
Boo.
So that's his only well, it's not his only issue, but he is, we kind of overlook that. But he is a supporter of the show, and he keeps making comments to me about how I'm different when I'm talking to him and when I'm on air, which is completely different. He's just running his mouth.
Hey, so disclaimer, Doug, you sound amazing off the air and on the air, so he can suck my ass.
Dan's just busting my chops. It is nothing personal. And he gave me I think it was kind of a dare this week. I played football at Harding High School, which is in Charlotte, and I played for Coach Tommy Knotts, who's also a Duke graduate. And so I told him, I'll mention you two guys. So those two guys are alumnus for Duke University. So there you go, Dan. I got you in the same sentence with Coach Knotts. So it is what it is. So appreciate you, Dan. We love you, man. We appreciate the support. And again, man, much, much love and respect for you.
Duke sucks.
A couple of things. And again, the Charlotte is opening up with Duke next week. And we have a bet, ongoing bet with Dan, and we're gonna feature and talk about that next week, guys. But yeah, again, today in the world of music, we had a loss of the Rolling Stones drummer Charlie Watts, 80
Rest in
years
peace,
old.
man.
Yeah, man, and I mean that's a legend. Rolling Stones passed away today. Stones announced they're going to be at Bank of America Stadium next month, I think, for a concert.
Yeah.
So unfortunate loss for the music industry. So hey, man, prayers up for his family. Last shout out, it goes to before I retired, and I don't want to talk about where I retired from. Some of you may know. I'm not going to bring it up, but I had a very, very, very nice guy working for me. I think the world of him. And his son is he's from Mallard Creek High School, plays at Campbell University. His name is J.T. Whitmore.
Oh, yeah.
He's a sophomore, 6'3", 230. He is a defensive lineman, number 90. And I think I actually gave him some advice to pick that number because of Julius Peppers.
Now, who's his head coach?
And his head coach, who is his head coach, Stephen?
Well, I guess I'll answer my own question. It's Mike Minner.
Former Panther.
Answer your question, Stephen.
So there you go. And we want to shout him out, man, because he's grinding and he's trying to make getting some play time at Campbell. He's actually, he's doing pretty well out there. So again, we'd like to really, I guess, emphasize the local kids. So
Definitely.
hey, man. Keep kicking it, big guy. We'll be supporting you, and we'll mention you on the podcast again. Anytime we get a chance to see anything positive that's going on, we'll do that. So, JT, keep kicking it, man. We appreciate you.
Yeah, man. We always support the local kids. We really look up to them and want them to do good. But I guess we're gonna close it out, guys. We got anything else to talk about? No.
I think we're good, Steven.
Wait a second.
Anything?
Wait.
We good? We good?
Wait a second.
What we got?
Wait a second.
What we forget? There's always something to forget.
All right, so my amazing girlfriend
All right, here we go.
did tell me about this one here.
Okay, here we go.
The Boston Bruins did lose one of their former players, Jimmy Hayes.
I saw that.
Yeah, Jimmy Hayes
Passed away?
He did pass away.
I did see that.
It is undisclosed.
He was like 31.
He was young, man. He was 1989. He was born. So he did pass away. Prayers to their family.
Yep.
Yes.
They don't know what's going on with him. I don't think they released what happened. But
Right.
It doesn't matter what happened to him.
Doesn't
He's
matter.
gone.
Doesn't
So,
matter.
we're praying for them and their family, and and the Bruin family, I guess.
Prayers up.
Yep.
So
Yeah, good shout out there.
Yeah. Appreciate you, Sarah.
All right, guys. Well, if that's it,
I think that's it, guys. Hey, listen, guys, we it's been a good episode, we think. Kind of on the fly. We kind of we kind of did a little bit more talking this week, maybe just as us three at the bar. But I hope you enjoy it. Everybody go out and support us. Justin, go ahead again and tell us about the different platforms that we own.
yeah. So, guys, we are officially on Apple Podcast and Spotify and Google Podcast. We're on all that motherfucking shit.
shout out Tech Guy. Tech Guy, thank you so much for helping us get on there. You the fucking man.
Yeah.
Tech guy beats himself up, and I don't know why he does that because we're not perfectionists.
Well, he's dedicated,
But he's dedicated to his craft,
and we
so.
love him for it.
Tech guy, we appreciate you. Silent manager, Sarah, everybody in the
Yep.
behind the scenes
Everybody
that keeps
behind
us
the
straight.
scenes.
And
We-
and I want to throw out another one, Emily, for making the logo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I know I said that earlier.
Logos,
Yep.
that logo is
She's still
so
working
cool.
hard for us and everything too. So we appreciate that.
But yeah, that's it, guys. I mean, it's been a good episode. We're gonna wrap it up, guys. Again, we're gonna come up with something. I think once we get comfortable with our own little deal. But what kept us all together and brought us together is the Panthers. So we're gonna stick to the motto of the Panthers on 3, guys. 1, 2, 3.
Keep
pounding, baby.